Okay, Tom, thanks for joining us today. It's a pleasure to meet you now in person. So can you tell me your name and what you do at BigNetwork, please?
Sure, Ciara. Thanks for the opportunity to come on today. My name is Tom Daly. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of BigNetwork. We've been around for about 4 years now. And BigNetwork is a software company that's focused on helping Tier 2 and Tier 3 ISPs deliver resilient internet access services to their business class customers.
So can you tell me a little bit about BigNetwork, please?
Sure. So BigNetwork is a software company that's on a mission to help Tier 2 and Tier 3 ISPs deliver resilient connectivity to their business class customers. And the way that we do that is we've built a suite of cloud-managed software, a portal, and a series of APIs that help you describe an ideal network for an ISP's business class customers, and then a piece of software that runs on really generic network hardware that actually delivers those services to the customer premise. So you can think of BigNetwork really in kind of like two different parts and pieces. One is a control plane for the network that helps you describe the network that you want to have, and then a data plane that's actually moving packets through it at the customer premise.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the description. So what is your flagship product and how is it differentiated from other products in the market?
So I'm really excited to talk about something we call IRG, which is our Internet Reliability Gateway. So we worked with a number of partners to bring IRG to life, all driven with the BigNetwork operating system sitting on top of it. So IRG is a universal CPE, customer premise equipment, that sits out at the business class customer site. Think retail, restaurant, branch office.
Okay.
And we've tried to take what's traditionally 3 different pieces of equipment that might be sitting in the back rack and consolidate it down to one. And through that practice of taking 3 pieces of equipment and making them one, offering a lot more value to our customers. So let me tell you a little bit about what that looks like. In IRG, we have a lot of connectivity in and out of this box. We have copper 1 gig ports, we have copper 2.5 gig ports, we have fiber 1 gig ports, we have fiber combo 1 and 10 gig ports. So one thing that's very cool is just for the price point that we're at, you're getting a lot of connectivity in and out of this box.
Absolutely.
And it's all configurable through software.
Okay.
So as the ISP operator, you're not pigeonholed into saying this box can only do this one thing or can only take, 1 or 2 ISPs. You can feed this box with a whole bunch of bandwidth and it'll run it no problem. The second thing that we've done with IRG is we've integrated virtual SIM card technology with a partner of ours. And virtual SIM card technology is really cool for the ISP community because it's a way of delivering LTE primary or backup connectivity services to your customers without having to roll a truck in advance to do like a wireless cell site survey, or in the event that something happens with a particular wireless carrier, having to roll a truck out to swap a SIM card out in the field, which saves ISPs the potential for a lot of money.
Yeah, it's amazingly convenient.
It really is.
Yeah, and cost savings, obviously.
So virtual SIMs allow us to sort of wake up, scan the airwaves of the various carriers that are out there, latch onto a carrier that's giving us good signal strength. And then once we've done that, phone home to something called a SIM card dispatch center and dynamically check out a SIM card for use during that day. And if something goes wrong with that SIM card or something goes wrong with that carrier, no problem. IRG just throws that SIM card away, virtually, of course, and then phones back home, rescans the airwaves looking for the next best possible carrier, and dynamically checks out the next SIM card.
Okay, a lot of fail-safes and resilience.
Oh, it's like
there.
backup to the backup to the backup to the backup.
Yeah.
What's cool about that from just the cellular plan standpoint is that you've only bought one plan. So you get access to all these different carrier networks across the United States, but you only had to buy one plan, and you can talk to as many different your box can talk to as many different carriers throughout the month as needed to keep your connection online, but it's still one plan, one bill. You're not buying a bunch of data that you don't need.
Yes, okay.
On top of the connectivity with BigNetwork, we have a full cloud-managed suite of tools that allow you to manage the box as a fleet of these boxes, and then a really advanced Multipath networking engine that enables you to deliver a variety of use case-driven scenarios to your customer premise, whether it's virtualized static IPs over any of the connections that are coming into the box. You can do very simple layer 2 cross connects, basic SD-WAN functionality between locations, great for access control systems, private video surveillance, building management systems, and business apps as well, voice over IP. And then we also have functionality that gives you remote access, particularly useful for the ISP community for out-of-band and remote diagnostic troubleshooting on these boxes. It's something that when you have sort of 3 separate boxes in the rack, it's really hard to obtain because you got 3 panes of glass, 3 different systems. And we've said, look, this is just too much. Let's simplify. Let's make it 1 box, 1 pane of glass, and deliver all that power to ISPs.
Brilliant. Simplification is always good, beneficial.
Yeah.
So what are the key features and benefits of this IRG product?
So when we look at this through the lens for an ISP, it's about taking what might be a $100 or $120 a month business class service and helping that tier 2 or tier 3 ISP find a path to turn that into a $200 a month service. And we're providing that ISP with really an innovation platform. So that way they can start, bundling services together. They can bundle in, vSIM data plans. They can look into sort of the competitive landscape that they're working in. And maybe there's somebody that they might want to partner up with for additional circuits, additional capacity into their network to deliver to the customer site. But they can deliver that on top of IRG and take those third-party network relationships and give them a first-party feel for their customer base. A bunch of our ISPs that we've piloted IRG with are saying to BigNetwork, hey, this Starlink thing that's out there, like, what is that going to do to my business? Is Elon Musk's Starlink going to come along and evaporate, what we built with putting fiber in the ground? No, take somebody like Starlink, and instead of thinking them as your competition, turn them into your cooperation and plug the Starlink into the IRG along with your fiber network or maybe your WISP network as yet another path out for that really critical business class customer that can't afford any downtime in the field. So we're delivering value to ISPs in that regard. Just the other thing in terms of features and benefits is stop rolling trucks, right? If you have a problem with a SIM card, no problem. The vSIM technology is there to help you out. And if you need visibility into what's going on, during a network event, during an outage, all the paths in and out of IRG let you get that visibility so you can see what's happening with any carrier circuit that's landing on the box, even your own in real time. And you get that built-in, backup plan for your network. So a lot of what our capability is just having a structured backup to backup to backup to backup.
Right? So you're reducing truck rolls and then you're introducing potential new revenue streams for ISPs. So
that's right.
2 massive benefits there. How does the IRG enable ultra-high availability, and how do you think that this will affect customer experience?
So we think about network availability as like a key deliverable in building a big network, right? I mean, we need bandwidth for everything in our lives every day. Just as simple as something that is like, guest Wi-Fi in your hotel, in your restaurant. People are going to be really grouchy if that's not available.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of, business applications that, they in 2024, they know how to go into an offline mode, and it's not necessarily going to affect your business app because they know how to deal with a small internet outage. But humans don't. Right? So high availability internet really matters. And so what we've done with IRG is we've gone beyond what many of the existing vendor solutions have done, which is just a simple, hey, you have a primary and you have a backup circuit. We have clients that are running IRGs with 4 different ISPs coming into it because they have that ultimate need for high availability. And just given the mix of ports and the software configurability of how you're going to run those ports and what roles you're going to put them in, now you can start to deliver a lot more connectivity. Doesn't have to be ultra premium, MPLS from a tier 1 carrier. It can be a bunch of, say, broadband business class circuits that you merge together and get that experience of ultra high availability tier 1 networking at a much better price point.
Okay, amazing. The price point obviously is important as well. So what trends do you see shaping the future of open networking, and how is BigNetwork preparing to meet those changes? So open networking is really, really important stage of the game. I mean, everybody's sort of tired of the vendor lock-in. I only get the features when I turn on the license and I can't program the device. So
one of the things that we've done with BigNetwork to make sure that we're open networking ready is we expose a full application programming interface or an API for describing how you want to configure BigNetwork devices and how you want to configure the massive multipath engine that it sits on these BigNetwork devices. We call that cloud networks. And so you can come into our API as an ISP operator, define your network, define the failover rules, define the carrier connections that you want to use. And this is really important because if you can get your business systems talking to your service delivery systems, you can deliver a much better, customer experience. And I think all of us in the industry have been around, I think the old word was provisioning, right? Like, your circuit is in provisioning. And what does provisioning mean? Well, it's like some person with a stack of paper over here and a keyboard over there, and they're swivel chairing back and forth between an order form and some OSS BSS system. Like, let's not do that to people. It's 2024. Yeah. Let's use software to do this work for us. So one of the ways that we think that we're latching into the open networking community is to expose those APIs into the BigNetwork ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a brilliant feature. It really is. Okay, so we're a new partnership that we announced recently. So what are you looking forward to most about working with EPS Global?
We're super excited in working with EPS Global because at our core, BigNetwork is a software company. We have a team of amazing software engineers and network engineers that are dreaming up this product and this solution for our customers. And because of what we want to deliver to our customers, we have to work in the field of hardware. But it's not our core, right? We are really good at software and network engineering. On the other hand, EPS is very, very good at hardware. And, through the early days of our relationship, we've seen how even existing, EPS, members of the EPS ecosystem can work with BigNetwork as well. Yeah. So we're really excited about EPS's hardware ecosystem that you bring to the table. IRG is one of the boxes that we're going to deploy on. Maybe there's others that we can, work on deploying on that come out of the EPS partner ecosystem. So that's one. The second thing is that, BigNetwork is a small company. We're just a couple of years old. We're about a dozen people worldwide. We're a small but mighty team. Yeah. And we've seen that there's a good, simpatico relationship with EPS. You're excited about working with us. We're excited in working with you. It's not this small little company trying to talk to one of the giant distributors that are out there where we're just going to get ignored. Yeah, we've had a lot of attention and love from EPS so far. Yeah, okay. We're happy to reciprocate that, and we're super excited to be working with you.
Brilliant. So I'm looking forward to the working relationship as well, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, absolutely.